Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had the little homies press they ass for your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braid. Took a 2-man fade, I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right, but I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't play the fun. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, it, and Swahili, I'm a damu. My little cousin making paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Five Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood.
Woo! That good.
Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga.
Woo!
Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
You ain't from the hood. Who are from the hood up in here? Do y'all know what happened to your boy yesterday? First of all, for those who was watching it up in here yesterday, I had a great show yesterday. I had a great show for those who was watching the show yesterday. I had a great show. But, you know, the haters had to take me down. They wouldn't let me have a show. So I had a show. I don't want to, it was about the WHO and the new health organization and all that other stuff and the passing authority around and stuff like that. And I had the information down with it. I even cut out the Wuhan parts and all that other stuff. And right when I ended the live, they say, hey, this video got to come down, right? And then I done another video, right? To show the people who was watching, hey, they took the video down so y'all ain't going to be able to watch it. And I showed them the email, right? And they took that video down as soon as I got off of that one too. So I got 2 videos took down yesterday. So I said I got to hit them with another video today, you know, because I don't want to leave them without a video. So blame this video on YouTube. So I had to create something. I'm like, let me create something where I might not get flagged. They didn't flag me. They just took the video down. They said, look, man, this you may get some spam. I don't even want to show the email because if I show the email, they're going to take it down. Like, man, you got some spam or some information. You need to take out your video. If you don't take it down, this video is going to remain private and you can't put it back up. I said, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? But first of all, before we start this show, let me get into the donations before we start this show. I'm all late with the donations. But YouTube is hating y'all. They don't want that information out. They don't want me to give out that information. Shout out to Larry McCray. I don't know if you was on the last video. Shout out to Jeffrey Ardelli. That's what I call him, Ardelli. Troy Sherman. Shout out to Troy Sherman. Jerry Chandler. Shout out to Jerry Chandler. Sharon Goldman. Oberlander. I hope I got that right. Oberlander. Right? Slaphead in the house. Look at Slaphead. That's my boy, little clean Slaphead. Slaphead got the smooth old Slaphead. Shout out to Tom. Tom probably up in here. And always shout out to the executive producer, Beth Roberts. Anyway, yeah, they shut your boy down yesterday. They shut me down on 2 videos. They was great videos. I wish I could have saved them or something like that, but they wouldn't even let me save them, y'all, so I couldn't even save them. Somebody gave me a donation late in the show, and I didn't get a chance to thank them, so I want to thank that person who gave me that $49 donation yesterday. I didn't get a chance to thank you because they took my video down, and I didn't get a chance to put it up there. I didn't even get a chance to see who it was. But anyway, ain't y'all just tired of all this? Oh, let me see in the chat first. Let me see. I know my boy Sergeant Mo was in the chat. Oh, somebody's Nudge sent me a donation. What's up with you, Nudge? Nudge in the house. Long-time supporter, Nudge. But Nudge, I know Nudge is tired of this. I know my boy Sergeant John Rain up in here? I thought John Rain was up here. I know my boy Marco is tired of this shit. Slaphead tired of this shit. Ain't y'all this tired of the Democrats that's using the racism and everything? Every time you turn around, it's racist this and race replacement this and everything is just racist. And I'm a black man, and I'm getting tired of it, right? Now, they say it's all kind of hate groups in the United States and stuff like that. And they said all the hate groups came to rise when Donald Trump came into office, right? They're trying to blame everything on Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson. Donald Trump started it, and they trying to say Tucker Carlson is trying to fix it and finish it. They calling both of them basically the same person, the same KKK skinhead, white supremacist grand wizard or something. They both in the same class, right? It started with Donald Trump and it ended with Tucker Carlson. But what I don't understand is why they don't call none of the black groups hate groups. Why don't call none of the groups that target Jews and target Asians and target white people and target police? Why none of them are assigned any hate group? They hate just as much on social media, in the streets, right? On all that. They have just as much free speech. Black Lives Matter, pigs in a blanket, right? From like bacon. They have just as much free speech as anybody. Black Lives Matter, that's part of free speech, right? Black Lives Matter, that is a figure of speech. But they don't get, I mean, you can put all this stuff on the kids' homework, all this 1976 and 1872 and all this whole stuff in the kids' work, right? But it's not racist. You want to talk about slavery, you want to walk in front of white people talking about they owe reparations and stuff like that, right? You got white people being racist against other white people that's police officers and stuff, and calling other black police officers niggas and sellouts and stuff like that. So this racism thing, it done switched, right? The white people on the Democratic side, the liberals, think they got black people fighting against racism when they're not really fighting against racism, they fighting against politics. Because the liberals have assigned everything that's liberal, that's conservative, to racism. So when the black people, oh yeah, that's racist, all they doing is not really calling somebody racist. They just really using the words that the liberals and the Democrats is giving them to defame them, to defame conservatives and Republicans. They ain't got no proof. They got the words. Oh, you racist. That's the first thing they say. Oh, you racist. No proof, no evidence, no nothing. Now they trying to sign this Buffalo killer to the conservatives and Republican every time you turn on the news. Oh, Tucker Carlson caused it. Oh, the Republicans caused it. Oh, everything is on social media. Oh, social media is the reason why this happened. No, it's not. It been mass shootings way before social media, right? You mean the nigga who blew up the Oklahoma what's the name building, federal building? You mean Timothy McVeigh? He didn't get nothing online, right? A lot of these shooters that shoot up schools and stuff like that, they don't get nothing online. They were shooting up stuff way before the internet came out. Way before the internet came out. It's not like the internet just gave people the access to get information to be racist. No. They've been recruiting. They've been doing all of those stuff. Everybody does it. Hebrew Israelites, Muslims, Black Panthers, all of them do it. The Klan, white supremacists, everybody recruit. That's how you make it bigger. You wouldn't be an establishment if you didn't make it bigger. But let's get into this racism. First of all, I want you to see how Esper straight this said Donald Trump this is this racist, right? When you got people that's under Trump, right? When you got people that's under Trump, right? And they calling Donald Trump racist, right? When you got people under Trump and they calling Donald Trump racist, that's what adds to the fuel or the flame, whatever the hell they call it, the fuse or the flame or stuff like that, because you got people who are supposed to be under him and work with him trying to give it credibility. Like Esper. I don't call him Jasper. Esper. Oh, hold on. I got to unmute it. That would work if I unmuted it. Unmuted it. Unmuted. Here we go.
What was the most disturbing thing that the president said during that meeting on June 1st?
The president is ranting at the room. He's using a lot of, foul language. You all are effing losers, right? And then he says it to the vice president, Mike Pence.
You all are fucking losers. That's he said. Donald Trump went up and then had a Bobby Bowden or something. You are fucking losers. You are whoop all. Fire all you are fired. Even your ass, Mike Pence, your ass is fired too. This nigga lying. He the only person that came with this story. Ain't nobody else came with this story, even Mike Pence.
He's using the same language and he's looking at Pence.
He called Mike Pence an effing loser?
He didn't call him directly, but he was looking at him when he was saying it. And it really caught my attention. And I thought we're at a different spot now. He's going to finally give a direct order to deploy paratroopers into the streets of Washington, D.C., and I'm thinking with weapons and bayonets. And this would be horrible.
What specifically was he suggesting that the U.S. military should do to these protesters?
To these niggas, that's what she wanted to say. What do you think Donald Trump wanted the paratrooper to do to these niggas? That's what she wanted to say. She didn't want to say protesters. She wanted to say niggas.
He says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something.
Can't you just shoot the niggas? Shoot the niggas in the leg. That's what he wanted to say. Donald Trump said, just shoot the niggas. Shoot the niggas in the leg.
And he's suggesting that that's what we should do, that we should bring in the troops and shoot the protesters.
The commander-in-chief was suggesting that the U.S. military shoot protesters.
Yes, in the streets.
Shoot cans. All the cans. That's Mexicans, Africans, Jamaicans, every can that was out there, their ass was going to get shot. Huh? Donald Trump said, shoot all the cans. Go out there and shoot all the cans. Make an example out of him. He is a lying son of a bitch.
American
of our
purpose.
nation's capital.
According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, there's been a rise in hate groups since President Donald Trump's candidacy and election.
There's been a rise in hate groups since Donald Trump. You know what? People's like, you know what? Donald Trump is in office. Let's get a hate group together. Just to hate. You know, Donald Trump in his office, he gonna hate, so we might as well have a counter hate group. What kind of shit is that? The FBI said all kind of hate groups, well, y'all ought to have, well, if it's white supremacists that are hate groups, it's black supremacist hate groups too. If y'all say supremacy, white supremacy is the biggest threat to American democracy, Black Lives Matter is a damn supremacist. Huh? They're a group. They're an organization. They're a hate group. They hate white people. Anytime you say Black Lives Matter and exclude everybody else out, unless they join your group, that's a hate group. Right? When you go after politicians, when you go after private citizens, when you go after businesses, when you go after people's lives, that's a hate group.
Tonight, investigative reporter Mitch Blocker met face-to-face with the leaders of those groups.
Hands on the wall.
Yes, British part for me.
Okay.
Before we can meet the leader of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge at its Upper Darby headquarters.
Cooler King. Good looking on the donation. What Cooler King say? They got to keep people divided by race so they don't rise up against the elites in power. You damn right. Because they know it's more of us if we unite than it'll be of them. Right? With their little power. And they know their power depends on our vote. So they got to keep us divided. Divide and conquer. right? They got to put that shit in there. Oh, these people are racist, right? Think about this, right? If you are a liberal, you are automatic hate group because the conservatives and the Republicans are supposed to be racist. And you hate racism and you hate racists, right? So if all the Republicans are racist and all the conservatives are racist, you are a hate group by default because you automatically hate them. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want to debate with them. They Trump supporters. As soon as they say Trump supporters, they automatically are racist. And since they're racist, you have the license to hate on them. Huh? You automatically a hate group by default, motherfucker. You ain't loving no Trump supporter. Like, give me a Trump supporter. Let me give you a hug. No, you a Trump supporter? You racist, motherfucker. No. Huh? You automatically a hate group. When you Black Lives Matter, you automatically a hate group. You hate fascists. You hate people that you hate the KKK. You hate white supremacists. You hate Republicans. You hate Trump supporters. Huh? You hate people who are transphobic. You hate all this. So you automatically a hate group. What do you love? You hate the police. You hate the government. You hate the law. You hate the system. You a hate group by, you can't become a Black Lives Matter member unless you hate something. You have to hate the police off the bat. That's the number one thing. The police, you have to hate the police off the bat. Then you have to hate white racist conservatives second. That's only if they're not a Trump supporter. Trump supporter second, conservatives third.
We meet his security. Once inside, we get his thoughts on President Trump.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
Until Trump got in office, right? How is this, right? How is it that they recognize racism the day Trump got elected? He didn't sign no policy. He didn't make no law. He didn't make no statements. He didn't do nothing. But his election is proof. It's proof that America is racist. Why? Because we didn't vote for Hillary? Hillary white. Right? So we would have they only would have been not racist if they would have picked your white person instead of they white person. They white person who believe in church, who don't believe in abortions, who believe in the Fifth Amendment, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, right? Who believe in lower taxes, right? You can even if Donald Trump had racist policies, right? You can name all the good policies that benefit everybody before you can get to any other racist policy. Huh? I don't even know no racist policy. Donald Trump wasn't a person when he created the Trump juice say, well, you only can get it according to your skin color and your financial status. He wasn't the one that done that. He said everybody get it. I give it up to the states and you distribute it. That wasn't racist. When he said I don't give opportunity zones, I don't give it up to the states to put these opportunity zones in the places where you think the opportunity zones is needed. That wasn't racist. Huh? Well, Donald Trump didn't do no racist when he gave the money to the black colleges, right? That wasn't racist. People like, oh, he only done it to prove to show he wasn't racist. He only done it to prove a point. Well, I don't give a damn why he done it. He done it. Nobody else done it. Police reform, that wasn't racist. Second chance, that wasn't racist. Huh? Getting black people out of poverty, that wasn't racist. I'm waiting to see something racist. These people are saying on the very first day, I knew America was racist. So we had to form a militia group. because we got to get prepared for what's to come. They ain't knowing what's coming. They didn't know. They didn't figure out he was racist when they was watching him on The Roast, when they was watching him on You Are Fired, the TV show, when they was watching him on all the Mike Tyson fights and all. They didn't know he was racist then. But the day he became president, that's when America knew we had racism in the country.
Now that Donald Trump is in office, boy, it's clear now.
Commanding General Yohanna told us his black separatist group is thriving, growing since the November election. But he won't say how many members the group now has.
They thriving. A hate group thriving. So you mean to tell me they forming a hate group to support Donald Trump? They forming a hate group to defend against Donald Trump? What is Donald Trump going to do to them? What people are Donald Trump going to send after their group? What policies Donald Trump is going to make that is going to make it easier, vulnerable, make them vulnerable and get taken advantage of, where they got to defend themselves? Huh? Why do you have to defend yourself against Donald Trump? You think if a white person hurts you, they're not going to go to jail? He going to change the laws against crimes on black people? Why do you think you're so unsafe that you got to defend yourself under Donald Trump? What sign did you have? What experience? What notes are you going off of?
The SPLC says candidate, now President Trump, has played a role in a rising number of hate groups through his rhetoric at his rallies, his policies, and his tweets.
His rhetoric, his policy. What policy? Policy against immigrants? What tweets? Tweets against Republicans and Democrats? Huh? What rallies? The rallies he hold, right? For Trump supporters that support him, that he wants to vote for him? Well, I mean, everyone have rallies. Oh, but it's Donald Trump rally, it has to be racist. Everybody can have a rally. Barack Obama can have a rally. Joe Biden can have any politician can have a rally. But if Donald Trump have a rally, it's a Klans meeting. No matter how many blacks, Asian, Mexicans, it's niggas all in the background with ponytails and shit, with Trump for black shirts and shit, looking like pimps. Huh? You got white people, you got Mexicans in the back and Asians in the back, you know what I'm saying, waving and shit to their people out in China. Huh? You got Mexicans that have legal citizenship back in there with their red, green, and white Mexico shirt. Mexico should support Trump shirts. Huh? The only reason why they talk bad against it because they never have seen anything like it ever. They never seen a politician that sell out arenas like he was a rock star. Barack can never do it. Biden damn sure couldn't do it. Clinton couldn't do it. Couldn't nobody do it. He sells out arenas like he's a fucking rock star. Huh? Who does that? If he hold a rally in support of a candidate that he endorsed, he's selling out the arena for somebody else. That's how much people love Trump. No one else gets that love. No one in political history gets that much love. But I can go anywhere in the world right now. Ain't nobody gonna go and see shit. He done tried to campaign for Biden gang at time. Ain't nobody came saw shit. Huh? Let Donald Trump come out. Think about it. He's 2 years out of the presidency, and he's still the most important man on the earth. They still talking about him. Him and Tucker Carlson.
The SPLC reports the number of hate groups operating rose to 917 in 2016. That is up from 892 in 2015.
I certainly do.
Ooh, 892. The hate groups rose 19%, 19%, 82. It rose 19%. Huh? Or was it 25%? Something like that. It rose 19%. We really in trouble now. It's 19 more hate groups when Donald Trump. It was 800 before, but it's 19 more. Because they got to defend against Donald Trump. I guess it's 5 whites and 5 blacks. We're going to even it out.
I do think that the Trump campaign and the election have had an effect.
Right? Now, look at Black Lives. Now, we talking about white supremacy, right? Look at a Black Lives Matter protest. I couldn't show the whole video because of YouTube censorship and stuff like that, but this video was brutal. I don't know if anybody saw this on the internet, but this video was brutal. White people in the car, right? You got black and white protesters out here, right, at a Black Lives Matter protest. The crash happened after the confrontation unfolded between pro BLM, wherever, I can't read that right there. The driver near a Black Lives Matter raw a few blocks away, right? So I guess she crashed and stuff, but this is how the Black Lives Matter brutally beat him. I couldn't show that, right? They brutally beat the girl, right? Brutally beat the girl. She ran out in the street, brutally beat her, right? That's what happens at a Black Lives Matter protest, right? Now, this white dude right here, because he support Black Lives Matter, he think he has the right to say nigga. And that's what happens when a lot of these so-called white people, remember why I can't say nigga, why I can't do this, why I can't, well, guess what? Black people done lowered their standards so much, they allow white people to break in their culture and steal their culture. Got white people saying nigga, right? Got white people telling them who to call racist, right? Got white people telling them they oppressed. Got white people telling them they ain't shit. Got white people telling them they need equity, they need help. Got these white people holding them down. Oh, we're going to help you, support you because these people over here got you so oppressed. They let white people come in and steal their culture. Black people ain't even got no culture right now because white people coming in and taking that shit. They taking it. What's our culture food? Where's our culture? Where's our culture places at? I'm not talking about no little black museum or nothing like that. I'm talking about where our culture at. You got to go way deep down south to get some culture, and everybody ain't got that trip. We don't have culture all over the United States. Huh? White people taking it. Anytime they can hop in your movement, tell you who to go after, right? If they tell you to go after the police, guess what? You're going after the police. They tell you to go after the judge, guess what? You're going after the judge. Huh? They tell you to go after the Democrats, guess what? You're going after the Democrats. Republicans. Whoever they tell you to go at, whoever they aim you at, you go after them. No questions asked. They be up in there with you, you know what I'm saying? Like they marching with you with, oh yeah, we want this and we want that and we want this. They don't give a damn about you. At the end of the night, they still going back to their lovely little white neighborhood, and your ass gonna be stuck in the ghetto. Huh? All this is political. They're using race as a political, because think about this. If all white people was inherently racist, what makes them exempt? When did they cure their racism? Right? When did they turn in their race card if all white people were inherently born white? How is it that you're hanging with the same people that you're disparaging, calling a slave master descendants and shit like that? But then you got people like this who think they can call white people niggas and niggas and get away with it because black people let them.
What did you just say? What'd you say to him? I said to do something.
No, what'd you say after that?
Nigga, with an A.
So,
with an A.
So you're here for...
Nigga, with an A, with an A. I didn't say nigger. I said nigga. Nigga, not nigger. Nigga.
Black Lives Matters, but you're using the N-word.
What the fuck are you here for?
No, I'm just curious.
Motherfucker,
I'm just curious. You're using the N-word, but you're here for Black Lives Matters.
You really honestly live in America in 2020, but you don't know the difference between a hard ER on the end of the N-word and an A.
Huh? They making excuses on to use the N-word, right? Something that black people were so inherently offended by. Now they're not offended by it no more. But they're offended by the word mother. Think about this. White people got black people so trained, they not offended by white people calling them niggas, but they're offended by somebody calling somebody a mother or a woman or a him or her. How'd that go? Right? But as this man is in the middle of the street, right, at a Black Lives Matter protest, right, as he's trying to be restrained, you see the dude on the ground right here, right? I can't show the whole thing. You see the dude on the ground right here, right? Look at this. He go around him. White.
You're saying white people
socked him in the dead in the head. Bow! Right in the head while he's on the ground, dazed, bleeding and stuff like that. Dude come around, sock him dead in the head. Pow! Damn, they killed a man at a Black Lives Matter protest. But white supremacy is the biggest threat on earth. And you got white people like this who infiltrating black culture, right? Thinking he can call people black because he heard a rap song, you know, or he holding a Black Lives Matter sign and he talking bad to the police. So that gives him the right to say nigga.
white people can say that.
I just did. To this guy right here.
Interesting.
And you know which white guy specifically? The one who's been standing over there for hours holding a Black Lives Matter sign.
Huh? I'm holding a Black Lives Matter sign, so I have the right to say nigga. So anybody on here want to say nigga, right? All you got to do is hold a Black Lives Matter sign, and then you can say nigga, right? Because you remember, the white boys that was attacking Kyle Rittenhouse, they was also saying nigga, right? All the white boys at that Kyle Rittenhouse delivered them bullets to said nigga. On video. Huh? So black people are losing their culture. Think about this, right? Right? You got black women, right, with blonde hair, fake eyelashes, right? Getting their fake eyelashes, fake nails, different color eyes, green, you know what I'm saying, all those shit, looking like a white girl. Then you got some white girls that looking like black girls. Dressing, you know what I'm saying, dressing like black girls, their pants hanging down, braids and all kind of shit, right? And talking like a black girl and stuff like that. So when you want a black woman, do you go with the woman that's black but doesn't have the black culture? Or you go with the woman that's white or a different culture but has the black culture that you want? Because think about it. You got so many black people trying to run out their culture, and you got so many people trying to come in our culture. What is our culture really? Thank you, Renee, for the donation, Renee. Huh? Do you feel what I'm saying, though, Renee? What is black people culture? Right? We can't just say rap is our culture. That's not no damn culture. Right? It's music and it's a style and it's stuff like that, but you can't say, oh, what's your culture? Rap. Every other person got a culture except black people. They strip you away from your culture and you accept it. They're making your baby turn sexuals. They're letting you know it's okay to have an abortion. All that, and you let them.
So that means you can say whatever you want.
White cuck.
That means whatever you say whatever you want.
Trump supporting fool.
Hey, you're the one holding the BLM sign and using the N-word. Wrap that
So
together.
have you never listened to rap music? There's probably, I would guess that there are 320 million people in the United States.
Yeah.
Probably 319 million of them have heard rap music at some point. Have you not?
So that means we can say whatever we
Have
hear.
you heard rap music?
That means we can say whatever we
Have you
hear.
ever heard it in your life?
That means we can say whatever we hear.
So have you heard rap music? So then you know the difference between an A on the end of that word and an ER.
You heard? As long as you use the A, is you can get away with it. But if you use the ER, it's offensive to us, right? But you also got to have a Black Lives Matter sign, and you also got to admit that you listen to rap. Because if you don't listen to rap and you don't put the ER and you put the ER on it, you're racist. Other than that, you're free. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, you have the right in the heart and the past to say the word nigga according to him. Don't you listen to rap songs? Don't you listen to any rap song? There's a million rap songs out there. Don't you listen to anyone? It's the difference between the A and the ER. Learn the difference. But then, right, you talk about, this is what I'm saying, right? This is a day after Donald Trump won the presidency, right? They running around with signs and protesting, not my president, not my president, not giving him a chance, already accusing him of being racist, and he ain't signed a policy yet. The only thing Donald Trump was asked is, well, what do you have to lose? Give me an opportunity. They didn't even give him an opportunity, right? They started off, I mean, I was one of the people too. I ain't gonna lie. I even made a commercial for Hillary Clinton, right? So I was one of the people like, damn, Donald Trump is in office. That's fucked up. I wasn't protesting nothing like that, but I was like, damn, Hillary, I thought Hillary was gonna win. We fucked up now, right? I'm thinking the same thing these people thinking without having any evidence, right? Because I can relate to these people, right? You know, I can't relate to them now, but I can relate to them back then. How sad it was, you know, how uninspired, uncertain we was, you know, like damn, you know, because we listen to everybody. Damn, Donald Trump gonna be racist. It's gonna be bad for black people. In a year, all of that changed. 1 year, all of that changed. Donald Trump was hitting them policies, uniting the country, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people turning, people seeing their money in their pocket and all that. People started changing. They started giving them opportunity. Republicans, too. Remember, the Republicans didn't like Donald Trump at first. Lindsey Graham, all of them. Used to talk bad about him.
My president, not 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 my president.
I'd love to see you use that.
Is what people like you say.
Oh, really?
People like you say stuff like that.
Yeah, you have no idea what I say.
Or you're a liberal.
In fact,
you're standing over here talking to a cop. Fuck you and everything you stand for.
In fact, I'm the one who had a problem with you saying it.
You goofy fuck.
Huh? You goofy fuck. You see how you can treat Donald Trump supporters, right? No matter if you white or if you black, right? Or if you're Hispanic, I don't give a fuck who you are. As long as it is a Trump supporter, remember, when Trump first won the president, you go to a coffee shop, people snatch your hat off. You have a MAGA hat on, people snatch it off, right? People wouldn't serve you if you had a Make America Great hat on, right? You get on the plane, people tell you to take the hat off. People getting harassed at school, you know what I'm saying, for wearing a MAGA shirt, right? I mean, MAGA and Trump supporters was targeted right off the bat, right? Now they talking about hate groups and groups that need to protect it and stuff like that. I mean, you also got Trump supporters that need to be protected, because all Trump supporters ain't them big, burly, white, skinhead, racist, white supremacists that you see. Some are more sweet, older white ladies, older black ladies, older black men, older Mexican men, older Asian women, right? It's a lot of them too, right? And they also are Trump supporters. So they also feel, groups also feel that they need to defend them, right? That's not racist, right? Because when I was out on the date, hold on, who was that? Hold on, I got what up, black? They just digging up old wounds using the race card is the last resort. They are desperate. They know what's coming in November. Hell yeah, they know what's coming in November. Who was that, Craven Hogan? Hell yeah, they know what's coming in November. That's why they trying to come up with all this shit, right? Joe Biden polls dropped again. Look at this, Hogan. his polls just dropped again, despite all the Supreme Court shit, so despite all the racism stuff he's been talking about, all the replacement theory and all this so shit, he's still losing ground. People, I mean, abortion is cool, but that's not gonna help me feed the baby I got right now. You know what I'm saying? Abortion is cool, but that's not gonna help me put no gas in my car. You can't win no election on that alone. Okay, I'm doing bad on my rent. I'm doing bad on gas. I'm doing bad on food, right? I'm doing bad on everything on life. Inflation is high. But you know what? Joe Biden is with abortion, so I'm going to vote Joe. That's not how it works.
The world is watching. The whole world is watching.
I'm glad James Touche is watching. James Touche say, Democrats have no love for anybody but their own bank accounts. Look, I'm glad you said that, James, right? Because you know how much money the Democrats make on Donald Trump? You know how much money they make off of commissions? You know how much money they make off of fundraisers? You know how much money they make off of rallies and stop this and stop that and all this and democracy? James, Donald Trump is a cash machine for them. You know how many views CNN get? You know how much power certain lawyers get? Right? I done a video so cold yesterday, right? This is the reason why they trying to so-called take off of so-called misinformation. James, because look, if more people know the truth about Trump, they would really lose. Because look at the Hunter Biden story and look at the people say they wouldn't have voted for Trump. I mean, they wouldn't have voted for Joe Biden if they would have knew about the Hunter Biden. Well, now, guess what, James? They know about inflation. They know about the gas. They know about how stupid he is. They know about Afghanistan. They know about Russia. They know about Putin tax hike. They know about inflation. They know about shit they never knew about when Donald Trump was in office, James. So hell yeah. Wait till November. They ass getting toe up. Huh? You see how James, you see how they was protesting on Donald Trump? When Joe Biden won, we didn't, besides that so-called, what you call this stuff on that date, we didn't do nothing crazy. We wasn't marching in the street, not my president, we wasn't marching to Black Lives Matter protest, not my president. We wasn't doing none of that. We stayed at home, mind our business, you know what I'm saying, got our finances straight, and got ready for whatever was coming. And we see what happened. It's like a big ass I told you so. You're not running around this motherfucker. Where all the celebrities at, James? Where all the stars at? Where all these actors and movie stars and rappers and shit? You know what I'm saying? That was not buying Ice Cube and Lil Wayne and 50 Cent records because they was talking about Trump. What happened to the meeting that Joe Biden was supposed to have about Trump with Black America? What happened to that? Huh? What happened to all the equity Joe Biden was supposed to have for black people? What happened to that? What happened to all the school back tax and shit? What happened to that? All that. He ain't done none of it. And I appreciate you. Who was that? God bless. That's facts. I said God bless. I appreciate you, facts. But these are facts. I'm glad you came in, facts, because these are facts. I got a homeboy, facts, that I wish he didn't come up with it first, but he come up with a thing like, and these are the facts. I can't steal that line, but that's a cold ass line. Like, and these are the facts. And these are the facts. After his jokes. And these are the facts, ladies. Appreciate you, facts. But yeah, understand this, facts, right? You have a group of people that consistently preach hate. I don't see too many Republicans preaching hate. We preach love for the country. Hey, we don't want these people coming in because we love the people that's already here. We want to keep these people safe. Right? We love our country, you know what I'm saying? So we want to we don't want high taxes to put the burden on the people that's not making any money. We don't want to put that burden on them because we love our American people. We know they can't afford the gas. We know they can't afford the food. We know they can't afford the rent. You keep on talking about put money, this and this, and we told you before, all that putting that money in and giving them free money is gonna hurt them later on. And now they're hurting, and you ain't doing nothing to stop it. So when you saying we don't care for people, that's a lie, because we saying stop the bleeding, and you keep on saying carry on. We keep on saying these people are hurting, and you keep on saying I don't hear them. They doing fine. They doing good. They're doing better than what they're saying. The Republicans are hearing the people. The Democrats are ignoring them. And now the black people and Mexicans and all that are starting to understand the Democrats have been ignoring them the whole time. This is the only time it came up to the light as fast and as fucked up as it did. It's never been as fucked up ever in their life, my life, your life. It's never been as fucked up, and has nothing to do with racism, right? Racism not fucking up the country. Joe Biden and the Democrats is.
That shows you fucking dumbass
That shows
or Trump supporter, wherever the fuck you are. What did you say? The N-word with an A on the end. Have you honestly never heard that? You've never listened to rap music?
Just very
You've never
curious.
hung out with black people?
Just very curious.
So you really don't.
You never hung out with black people. You never listened to rap music. See how this is? I mean, if you a black person, right, and you're a liberal, you ought to be offended, right? How these white people came in and took our culture. They ain't took my culture. They ain't told me what the fuck I can say. Right? I ain't telling no liberal, ain't no liberal telling me who I can hate, who I can love, who I can talk to, who I can support, who I can tell jokes in front of. They can't tell me that shit. Right? And ain't no Republican telling me, I ain't never in my life, since I've been a Republican, that's only 3 years, but in my Republican life, I ain't never once, and I put this on everything I love, I have never once heard any Republican, white Republican, black Republican, any Republican tell me to not talk to somebody. They encourage me to debate. They encourage me to talk to them. They encourage me to make them understand. I ain't never heard, don't talk to that person. Don't debate that person. I ain't never heard that. Hate that person. We hate liberal because of the stupid shit they do. We don't hate the liberal people. When we say liberal, we mean a certain group of people that think like a certain group of people. Like when somebody say, when you say liberal, you saying a good thing. No, it's a disparaging thing, right? Just like the word nigga can be used as a good thing. But when we say liberal, we talk about a certain group of people, not all Democrats. The people that believe in abortions at 9 months, that's a liberal. A person that think everything is racist, that's a liberal. The people that think black people are oppressed, that's a liberal. To us, the people that try to change the Constitution, that's a liberal. Right? Now the conservatives still believe, now people that are Democrats still believe in closed border. The people that are Democrats still believe that we should have debates. The people that are real Democrats believe in free speech, Second Amendment. They believe in that. So when we talk about liberals, we only talk about certain people. But when they talk about conservatives, they talk about everybody.
You don't have a point here. You're just running your fucking mouth.
Oh, it was Chris Young say, how much to stop the kids Flint from drinking lead? How much to solve homelessness here? Twice that's going in a week to the laundry in Ukraine. Ooh, I'm glad you brought that. Look, you think about this, Chris Young. The money that was sent to Ukraine will be enough money to end the homeless epidemic and fix the border and still have change. Huh? You can fix the border and end homelessness, right? You can refund the police. You can get all this mental health stuff together, and you can still have change, Chris. That's how much money we giving to Ukraine. I only heard one good explanation, right? When the senator said Crenshaw thing, he said we ain't gonna use all that money. It's just to scare the shit out of Russia, letting Russia know that Ukraine got an unlimited supply of weapons and supply and money. So they in it for the long run. I don't think he said gonna assign all of it. I hope they don't, because that's us paying for it. That's more gas. I mean, that's more gas, more food, more high price on everything. So, I mean, it doesn't cost as much to feed the kids in America and help the homeless and mental health and all that shit, fix the roads and all that shit, than it do that they send it to Ukraine. It ought to be a package deal. The whole damn, I mean, it seems to me, Europe should be sending more money than us, because they closer affected from Ukraine than we are. Europe should have been sending way more money.
Love country! Love country! Love country!
I'm gonna get to my point. Hold on. I'll just make my point.
You stupid fucking white guy. Fucking bitch ass.
Stupid fucking white guy, right? Now, when have it ever been, this is what I'm saying, black people. You got white people are being racist to other white people. Do that even make sense? This is show up in front of you, but it's not about race, because he can't. It's impossible for him to be racist unless he was from Irish or he was from Australia, some damn where, and they knew each other heritages, right, or something like that, right? But he just called him a stupid ass white boy after he called him a nigga, right? How can he be racist? Calling, oh, you stupid ass white boy. That's like me calling, oh, you stupid ass black boy. Do that even make sense, me calling somebody a stupid ass black boy? If he blacker than me, I can say that. But if he the same color as me, you stupid ass black boy, that don't even sound right. So how does it sound right when he calls somebody a stupid ass white boy? It doesn't make sense. It's only to show that he, right, infiltrated the black culture, and now he can say the word nigga because he listens to rap music, hold a BLM sign, and got a couple of black friends.
That shit anyway, bro.
I'm an intended.
A to R to anything. That's like.
He just got checked by a real nigga. You can't say it anyway, right? You see, now he ain't tough no more. Since somebody black came over there, oh, I didn't really mean it. And this is him. He's messing with me. Or you can't say it anyway. His ass get checked.
Don't say that. Why do you guys keep doing gas to people?
Have an IE at the end or a Y. Can't say that shit regardless, bro. A E or
There you go.
an AR, no matter what, you don't supposed to say it, bro.
There you go.
Trump's a fucking idiot, so
This is not what people want, and this is what it looks like to resist, to fight back against Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is that back.
Huh? You see that? Homophobia, all that war, racism, right? He wasn't with no war. He wasn't with no homophobia. He wasn't with no racism. He wasn't with all that. But they got these signs out here that says he with all that. This is where the lie starts at, right? All of these are paid protesters that push an agenda. They ain't really got no proof. They don't really give a fuck. They pushing an agenda.
Do you think that because you talked about the Black Lives Matter ladies who interrupted Bernie Sanders, do you think that that Black Lives Matter, the group or their rhetoric, has contributed to this at all?
We thank you for honoring us with your presence.
This is as far as Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders got into his Social Security speech at Westlake Park.
I think it was terrible when they took the microphone away from him. I thought that was a disgraceful situation.
Thank you, Seattle, for being one of the most progressive cities in the United States of America.
Moments later, Black Lives Matter activists rushed the stage.
We are trying. We're going to let you on the mic.
Ain't that what supremacists do? Ain't that right? They're trying to dictate government, right? He's a politician. He's at a rally, right? They're coming up there with their policies and wanting demands on what they want. Then what everybody else in the crowd want. Then what everybody else in the crowd came to see, right? Right? And Bernie bowed down to him. His crowd had to be mad, and some of them expressed their anger. But you let them come up on the stage, take over our protest, something we donated for, came miles to come and probably see, right? Spent money on, and you let the Black Lives Matter people get up there and take over the whole thing.
Activists who last year shut down a holiday tree lighting in the same park today prevented the most progressive candidate for president from speaking to thousands of people who came to hear him.
But I thought it was terrible that Bernie Sanders allowed that microphone to be ripped out of his hand, because that's essentially what happened.
I came here to join this rally, watch what was going on, not to listen to somebody take over the stage.
And the people in the audience were going, what's going on over here? Take the mic back. You know, the people that were listening, they were people that I would say probably liked him. They couldn't understand how he could allow it. To me, it showed tremendous weakness.
As the crowd called for activists to step aside, Sanders waited patiently.
We are shutting
down. Talking about shutting it down, right? You got Black Lives Matter. I ain't never saw no white supremacists get on stage and do no shit like that. Never. Never. I have never saw the KKK. I have never saw the PD boys. I never saw none of them hop on stage and try to shut a protest down. I mean, shut a rally down with a protest. And the politician actually let them. Right? How could you be a Bernie supporter after that? Their agenda they hear about Social Security. They hear about something they want to vote on, something that they want to hear about, something that benefits them. They don't have time to hear about your Black Lives Matter and your police brutality, equality, and all that old shit. They didn't come to hear that. But you're going to force them to hear that. But white supremacy is the biggest threat to America.
We will shut it down.
After about 20 minutes, Sanders' wife, Jane, appeared to give the signal it was time to go. Soon after, they left the stage.
It was just disrespectful.
Oh, I think it's unfortunate because, among other things, I wanted to talk about the issue of black lives. But the fact that the American people are tired of seeing unarmed African.
You see how he switched that up? I did want to talk about black lives, but all them white lives came to hear about Social Security. They didn't come to hear about black lives or see Black Lives Matter hop on stage and take over the rally. And your ass get off like a coward.
Americans shot and killed. But there are other issues as well that we have to talk about.
Peaceful protest gets heated in the streets of Ybor City tonight as anti-Trump protesters marched past a bar full of Trump supporters.
You know, hats off to Tampa police because these were two very large groups accidentally coming together right here in the street behind me at this bar. Tampa police making sure that those protests remained peaceful.
Right? Now, ain't that what militias do? Don't militias march through the streets making demands, right? I mean, the last time I saw white supremacists supposedly marched through the streets was Charlottesville, right? This shit used to happen all the time. All the time. Right? They would purposely go in front of Trump supporters to agitate them with signs and banners and fuck Trump and Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, trying to instigate something and make the people react so they can say, see, I told you so. They're racist. They attacked us. No, you came to our part of the woods, right? And you want to come and disrespect us, and when we defend ourselves, you want to claim you're a victim.
Never Trump protesters marched right into a U.S. Marine Corps pub crawl, and things got out of control fast.
DS111. They marched into the wrong part of town, thinking they fit just run over some Trump supporters, right? You can go after them elderly women selling signs and stuff like that and go knock over their table, right? You can go after the scrawny little college student, right, that's wearing the MAGA hat at a table. You can go after them, right? You can go after the scrawny little black boy, you know what I'm saying, that's with his family, and you can go after them. But you can't go after no real MAGA supporters, right? You can't go after no real rednecks. You can't go after no real Marines. You can't go after no real police, because a lot of people that support Trump are law-abiding, gun-carrying, Second Amendment right-believing patriots. Am I right, DS111? Huh? You can fuck with one of them if you want to, right? Antifa, Black Lives Matter, right? They not bothering you. They in their own area. They doing their own thing. If you come with them, you're going to feel it, right? And they legal.
Tampa police quickly creating a human barrier between hundreds of people screaming at each other on the streets of Ybor. After some tense moments, the protesters kept walking.
I just can't believe the things that came out of his mouth. I still can't believe that we elected him.
All of these.
I still can't believe we elected him. You didn't elect him. America elected him. We elected him.
These protesters believe that President-elect Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, and divisive for the country.
Right? Not even one day in the office. Remember, this is not even one day in the office. They believe he's too sexist, divisive, and racist. Not even one day in office.
But not everyone out enjoying Ybor tonight felt the same way.
I think they don't really know the issues. I think that they are misinformed. They follow, but the regular media, and don't know the real story.
He faded right now. You can run up on him if you want to. He don't look like he the one. He like he's a cop, an ex-Marine, and it look like he's packing. You can run up on him if you want to. Huh? You can run up on him if you want to. His white life matter to him. Do it if you want to.
But for protesters who feel disenfranchised, they feel very informed on what they think Trump thinks, and they're worried.
I hope a lot of this rhetoric in the pre-primary election and the election cycle, I hope that was like just a show. I really hope that he matures. I hope it's not as bad as we think it is, but we're all here because we're scared for the worst.
Of another community.
Scared for the worst, right? Now, they scared for the worst, right? Now, let's get into other communities that should be feared for, right? Now, everybody talking about Black Lives Matter, right? What about Asian Lives Matter, right? Remember, it was a string of crimes against Asian people, right? They had to create a law for Asian people, and it was mostly done by blacks, but they covered it up. They never said the race of the people that was doing the hate crimes on Asians. They just said it was a lot of hate crimes on Asians. 90% of them hate crimes was black. I don't know why no white people whooping up Asian people ass. Then was black people whooping them Asian people ass.
That too often feels unprotected, and the group that's stepping up to do something about it. They're known as the NFAC, an unarmed all-black militia.
Armed all-black militia, right? So you mean to tell me who is an all-black militia going to go after? Are they going to go after black people? Are they going to go after the niggas that's doing drive-bys in the hood, right? Are they going to go after the niggas that's killing kids, right? Are they going to go after them? Is they going to protect them? Right? Is they going to protect the kids? right? Is they gonna protect the women in the hood? They're on militia, right? But who is they militiaing against? Or who they protecting? Or who they beefing with? They beefing with the police, white people, and conservatives. Nobody else. They not stopping no crimes. They not busting no niggas that's doing murders, right? They're not doing any of that.
You might have seen an armed black militia that you might have seen at protests in Georgia, Kentucky, and D.C.
If you happen to walk by, you're going to get a bit of shock treatment.
Right? And not only is you got the no fuck around coalition that's racist, right? Everyone that live in New York, you know what I'm saying, Oakland, Los Angeles, Florida, different parts of the country, right? All ran into the Hebrew Israelites, right? I ran into them all the time in Los Angeles, right? They sit on the corner with Bibles and scriptures and quotes and sayings and microphones and speakers and say some of the most racist shit towards white people, black people, you know what I'm saying? They sit up there and they lie about all kind of shit. They claim they descendants of this and they should own that and the other people done stole this. And it's a bunch of lies and deceitful shit trying to get people to join, right? And they use a lot of hate, right? And especially towards white people.
This scripture means that the white man is the devil.
Shock talk meant to stir people of color into action.
The white man is the devil. Shock talk trying to stir people into action. Who are they trying to stir into action? And what type of action? Huh? Action is actual an offense. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to do something. So what is the action? White man is the devil. White man, because they say black man is the God. So evidently, if black man is the God, that means white man is the devil, according to them. They can be as racist as the fuck they want to, right? They can. I don't hear no white supremacists getting on no corner every Sunday talking about niggas ain't shit. I don't like niggas. Niggas shouldn't be on this earth. Niggas are the devil. Niggas on crack. Niggas don't take care of their kids. You don't see niggas shooting each other. You don't see no white supremacists getting on no corner saying no shit like that. It's only niggas saying that. About white folks, about Jewish folks, what people done stole from them, what they owed. Why they so down? What's happening to them? When they gonna rise? When the next resolution coming? When somebody coming back? Who the right Lord?
The bottom line is this group says that the U.S. government, as well as law enforcement, simply does not do enough to protect black Americans in this country.
See, right now, a lot of these so-called black men, they scared. They feel the repercussions for starting a revolution of fighting against these racist cops or fighting against the Klan or their real enemies. But just the average so-called racist white man that want to kill their ass like George Zimmerman with Trayvon Martin.
The average white man who want to kill you, right? I don't know too many white people want to kill me. I know too many niggas want to kill me. I don't know too many white people. I don't know too many racists. I got more Hispanics want to kill me in my neighborhood than I got white people. So I'm not scared. I don't have no fear of no white person, not even the police. So they don't speak for everybody. So when they speak the Hebrew Israelite shit, they speaking religion, but they also speak race too. Stick to one. Oh, we religious, we do this, we believe in this God, but black people and white people and the police. Wait a minute, is this about religion or is this about God and the police and niggas? Which one is it? Stick to one.
Like Jake feel, it's easier to kill each other because the repercussion not gonna be the same. Like, but when the Lord put that spirit on him, Jake gonna be vicious amongst these nations. Come on.
And they always do that shit too. They read the Bible and they always got a nigga next to them like, yeah, such. Come on, read that Bible, brother. And the Lord said in the 5th chapter and the 6th, thou should not. Yeah, and then he get on there and say, yeah, and God said, he get the preaching and shit. God said this and read it again, brother. And God said in the presence of the brother. That means Moses is a black man, and the sea was red, and the cane was green. Read it again, brother. Yes, and the apostles, see, that means Mary came down from the sun, and then the moon hit from the water, and then the water drunk the cow. Sing it again, say it again, brother. Go to chapter 42, verse 85, chapter 362. It says right here, Jesus and the angels came down, and they had dinner with the apostles. That means Jesus was hungry, and he came down, and he came. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let me see the mic. No, brother, we talking right now. What you want to hear? We psychic. I want to hear about the black people. Why is the black people down? Read the chapter, brother. Go to chapter 55, 85, 62, 63. It says right here, the black people of America will stone it. Like, man, come on. Huh? First of all, you translating from an English Bible, and you supposed to be a motherfucking Hebrew Israelite. Read me the Hebrew Israelite version. Don't read me the Virgin America done wrote, and you reading out here talking about what somebody done said. Nigga, ain't that the American Bible? You talking about American, you talking about English and all this old shit, and you reading out of American Bible. You right, brother. We ain't got no other Bible. So what you saying? Well, so what you're telling me is anything you read out of that Bible can be mistranslated, right? From the original teachings. So you reading someone else's teaching and making a translation of someone's teaching that's not even the original thing you're supposed to be believing in. Am I right? Am I wrong? Well, we ain't talking about that right now, brother. Read chapter 56, 85, 45. Oh, we need to hurry up and get this nigga up out of here before we kill him. Because this nigga talking shit and he exposing us. Brother, I think you should go. Brother, I'm out of here, nigga.
Which is why they say they're taking matters into their own hands. And interestingly, Mika, this is a group that is growing. They say they now boast recruits in nearly every single state.
That's how Commander General Yohanna.
And these niggas are damn near every single corner, right? They do a different corner every day. They be out there preaching and holding Bibles and shit. One nigga screaming, one nigga hold a Bible.
Head of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, describes weekly protests he leads outside of the shops at Liberty Place in Center City. This video taken by the ISUPK is posted on the school's website and on YouTube. He says he and members of his Christian Bible school are well within their First Amendment rights.
Because we're hardcore black men.
So
we are hardcore black men. That's why they want your black ass up out of there. You gonna fuck up business. We don't want no hardcore black men out in front of Subway, nigga. Take that shit down the street back to the hood and let them niggas hear. You up in here in front of white people, you know what I'm saying, screaming all this old white shit, trying to recruit black people. Go take your ass to the projects. Go take your ass in front of the drug house. Huh? Don't be screaming that shit in front of Subway. Take your ass down that way with some of that shit. We are hardcore black men. And we are militia, and we hate white people.
we decided to go and embed with them and see exactly what they're doing and why. Take a listen.
But shop owners say they've heard enough. Today in court, their lawyers argued the group is trespassing. In addition, they say the group's offensive language frightens customers.
They frighten customers, and you see all these niggas walking down the street, they're frightening the shit out of you too, right? If you see niggas walking down the street with guns like this, I'll be scared. I'll be like, you know what, nigga? I'm scared. You niggas look like you're about to rob some shit or you about to set it off around this son of a bitch. I'm scared. Huh? But who's they gonna defend themselves from? White people. Who they gonna go offend? White people. Remember that nigga who shot up the police over there in Houston? He was one of these people right here. Same militia group. He was from a black militia group. It's just as many hate groups as it is white groups. Because remember, all the black groups, they go after the police. The Houston shit. Remember all that shooting when Barack Obama was in office, police getting shot, all that old shit. Barack was going to funerals, blaming police. All them was from black hate groups. Huh? I should have put that video up in here. The one from Houston and all that other shit, when the black people were shooting police officers. Niggas was in militia and gear and shit like that. It's a lot of black officers, right? There was a black police officer went and shot and went on a killing spree. And the whole LAPD was looking for him. There's lots of black people do crazy shit. Huh?
The sounds of war. Right here at home. This is the NFAC, an all-black militia with a mission to defend the black community by any means necessary.
Defend against who? Right? Defend against who? By any means necessary. Who you going to defend against? Are you going to defend against these niggas doing drive-by killing the kids? Are you going to go to Chicago? Are you going to go to Houston? Are you going to come to Los Angeles? Right? You going to go to New Orleans? Right? You going to go to Detroit? Where you going to go to defend the black community? And who you going to defend them from? I thought that was the police job. Right? Because when somebody grandmother, somebody wife, or somebody mother getting beat, they're not finna call the no fuck around coalition. They call it 911. So who you gonna protect? Are you gonna walk the streets and patrol the streets and make sure no police officers get beat up? I mean, no black people get beat up? Because if you're gonna protect the hood, you gotta be there before the shit happens or when it happens. Right?
They preach about how they hate white people, how they hate gays, how they're preaching calling women whores. I mean, really hostile kind of language that makes people feel intimidated and fearful, and that's not protected by the First Amendment.
So it's not protected by the First Amendment, right? They can get out there. So all the stuff that the Hebrew Israelites was out there saying about white people is not protected by the First Amendment. All that hate shit and all those shit. I thought it was. I say it is, right? You can say hate speech, but you just can't practice hate speech. You can't actually indulge in hate speech, right? You can't actually do what the hell you say. That would be illegal. You can say you hate people. You can say white people the devil. You call somebody a whore all the hell you want to. That's freedom of speech. You can call somebody a whore all you want to, bitch. Anything you want to, right? You can even call somebody a nigga. And it's not considered hate speech in some instances, right? It's what you do afterwards. If you say hate, if you call somebody a nigga and slap them or hit them with something, that's hate speech, and that's a hate crime, right? But they can get on there and say they hate white people, they don't like white people, they're gonna protect themselves, they don't like the police. That's freedom of speech.
Training for one of the new chapters.
Yes. Appearing by the hundreds at protests from Stone Mountain, Georgia to Louisville, Kentucky, demanding justice for police killings and countering what they believe is the threat of right-wing militia.
Right-wing militia, right? So, like I said, they're not going after, right, protecting the neighborhood. They're going after these people. They want to have an organization so they can say, oh, we combating these people. Well, these people not going after you. These white ring, so whatever groups ain't going after you. They not going after niggas. They going after people that they think that's violating their constitution or fucking over their democracy. They not worried about no niggas. Not even. They protecting old women. They protecting these people was protecting old ladies from Antifa and other people that were trying to beat the shit out of old ladies trying to walk back to their rooms. Like, damn, I had to help a couple. I'm like, man, I had to walk with them. Like, damn, they beating up old women? Let me walk with y'all. Give me some of that drink and some of that weed too. We out there all night. Fuck it. We out there all night. Guarding against people like that. And you can't say, right? And I know the real. I know why these black militia groups and Antifa and shit come to certain protests and shit like that. I know why.
I mean, we don't hate white people, but God hates white people.
He said, we don't hate white people, but God hate white people. This nigga is crazy. You heard this nigga said, we don't hate people. Wait a minute. EK, we don't hate people. We don't hate white people, EK. God hate white people. This nigga crazy. EK.
The threat.
Good looking on the, oh shit. Good looking on the donation, EK, because we don't hate white people. God hate white people. This nigga is crazy, EK.
Right-wing militia.
I mean, we don't hate white people, but God hates white people.
We don't hate white people, but God hate white people, right? This is a straight militia group, right? No fuck around coalition. They there for right wing the fight against right wing militias and stuff like that. That's a co-militia. That's a hate group. That means you automatically hate. So is the FBI and mayors and all the motherfuckers investigating these people too? They got guns, they got weapons, they got all the stuff that the Democrats say they're against. Huh? You want to take away their Second Amendment rights? You think they really like their Second Amendment rights? It look like they care about their Second Amendment rights. It don't like they carrying handguns. All these are the rifles Joe Biden is talking about. All these rifles and big machine guns. This is it, Joe Biden. They got them. You ain't spoke them up not once.
It's a movement started in 2017 by this man, former musician and Army veteran John Grandmaster J. Johnson.
Is the movement growing?
By leaps and bounds.
We met with him outside of Cincinnati.
Is Joe Biden stopping this hate group? Huh? Who are they defending against? I mean, more people, more guns, more money, more all of that. This is a militia. What do militias do? You think they finna get on the news and say, oh yeah, we hate white people? Oh yeah, we target white people? They're not finna say it on the news. They're gonna say they're a peaceful group, just like any other group. Oh, we're not a hate group. White supremacists say the same thing. Oh, we're not a hate group. We're a love group.
Where he says another new chapter is now in the works.
Commander General Yohannes says members of his group have never physically harmed anyone.
You white people can rest assured we're not going to riot. We're not going to burn down your cities. What we are going to do, though, is we are going to fix black and Hispanic people.
Because God don't love white people. This nigga said, I don't have nothing against white people. I love white people, but God don't love white people. This nigga's cold. This nigga. So when the last time you talked to God, nigga? God told you, hey, man, before you go, my nigga, when you go back to Earth, tell the white people I don't like them. When did God tell you he didn't like white people? You got a message that nobody else got, nigga? Go and tell the white people I don't like them. Spread the word. Tell them when they come to heaven, they ain't getting in. Spread the word. Tell them they all the devil. They say all white people is the devil. What's ones? Like, you consider all white people is one. Is the ones from Australia, the ones from Switzerland, the ones from Germany, the ones from France. Which one of the white people are the devil? So I can stay away from them.
NFAC stands for the Not Effing Around Coalition.
What's behind the name?
The NFAC was born out of the last 4 years under the Trump administration.
All the hate groups, look, the Hebrew Israelites, the Church of Jesus, the Church of Christ, the Church of this, all these black militias, right, was born under the Donald Trump era, right? See, what they didn't tell you when they said the hate groups grew, they didn't tell you majority of the hate groups that grew was white group or was black groups, huh? They had more majority of the groups. Right? Of the 19, I think 13 of them was black organizations, was black this, Hebrew this, Muslim that, Panther that, Black Matter that. You know what I'm saying? They had all of them. They didn't count the Black Lives Matter as a militia, because they would have counted the Black Lives as a militia. You would have had about 85 of them, 85 hate groups, but they didn't count Antifa as a hate group, and they didn't count Black Lives Matter as a hate group. But other hate groups, they counted 19 different ones. 13 of them was black.
The deterioration of racial relations in this country, it means that you're preparing yourselves to defend yourselves.
Defend yourself. Defend yourself against who? Who is attacking you? Right? Who is attacking us at an alarming rate where we got to get militias with AK-47s and shit like that? The police is not attacking us that much. The white supremacists is not attacking us that much. That is not a defense group. That's an offensive group. They're not defending themselves against nobody. Right? They're going to, if you hold a protest and you white and you're a Trump supporter, they're going to come and fuck with you.
The group style echoes the Black Panther Party of the 1960s. Their goals are distinct, focusing on defense with the ultimate goal of a black ethno-state.
What makes us so different is that our goal is our own government, our own country.
Our own government, our own country. Don't that sound like a great replacement theory to you? We want our own country. We want our own government. So you want to overthrow the government. You want to overthrow the country, and you want your own country and your own government. That sounds like a hate group to me.
A place where we can determine our own future.
Is violence an option to reach your goals?
That's why we got these guns, bitch. What the fuck you think? We got these guns for play? But according to him, hell no. But you got all these guns, but violence is not an option.
The United States was built on violence being an option. Violence should be the last option.
Extremism experts say the group is distinct from far-right militias.
They have not risen to the level of concern of, say, the 3%ers, the Oath Keepers. They've not engaged in violence. In fact, in most of their demonstrations, they have in fact
cooperated with the police, right? They saying most of their protests are peaceful. Remember, the black militia can have a peaceful protest, but can't nobody white have one. It got to be racist. It got to be white supremacy. It got to be Nazi. It's got to be all of that, right? Now, white people can come to your town and get arrested. They the KKK. But black people can come to your shit. They can come and protest and knock shit down and tear shit up and burn shit and won't nothing happen. Now, this militia group right here, the No Fuck Around Coalition, I had a little experience with them, right? My damn self. I don't know if anybody saw my Facebook page, but when the No Fuck Around Coalition came to DC and they were fucking with people, you know what I'm saying? They were fucking with people. I had to step up like, fuck with me. I'm a Trump supporter too. Fuck with me, you lousy son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody saw that video where I was getting into it with the whole group. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get a fair fight, but I guess the dude didn't want to fight me, so we had to squash it. You know what I'm saying? But I had a conversation with one of these people, the whole group. And at the end, it was ugly.
Coordinated their activities with police.
When you talk about January 6th, and we saw those rioters storm the Capitol.
On that day, too. On that day. Who beanie is that right there?
What do you say to critics who say you're no different from them? They're extremists, you're extremists.
Show me where we have done those things. They've killed people. They've disrespected the government to the point where they have invaded its sacred halls. Show me where we've done those things, because we have done none of them.
You see how they sound like the Democrats? They done this, they done that. They use the Democrats' talking point so they can have an excuse to use racism. Now they racism excuse because they fighting against somebody or a group of people that don't love the country. Huh? You can be a hate group. You can be a hate organization as long as you hate the right people.
Allowed rare access to one of their training sites at a secret location in rural Georgia.
We are now driving to the NFAC training facility.
We spoke to one member who chose to go by the code name Shy to protect her anonymity.
This one is the handgun.
Correct, yes.
And then what do you guys do next?
We are going to the area where we practice our primary weapons firing.
Why did you decide to join this movement?
It's for the cause. Black people, we need to learn how to defend it. This is definitely one way to do it.
Do you all, have normal jobs? You work in all different sectors? And
absolutely. We're business owners.
See this dude right here? I think he was one of them that was at the thing, right? Now, they'll come to a Trump rally or something like that and intentionally try to instigate with Trump supporters to start some shit so it'll be a conflict. But they say they come in the name of peace.
Doctors, lawyers, we're your everyday person, anywhere from Walmart to the corporate sector.
What are you all training for?
We're training for self-defense.
A response to show they won't be scared or unprotected any longer.
For self-defense. Against who? Who are you defending yourself against? You ain't saving us from these niggas out here. Who are you defending us from? Look, this is when they came to DC. This is when they came to DC, right? At a protest, you know, said the No Fuck Around coalition fucking with Trump supporters.
We're not Antifa and we're not Black Lives Matter. We are the NFAC. No fucking around coalition. Explain. We're being mad. It's about a conversation. You're talking to me with hate, and you're missing the conversation. You're talking about hate. Did you see yesterday? Did you see what happened yesterday? Somebody was
Who is that black son of a bitch right there? Say, let's go around the corner, man. We ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to have your people all that. We can just go around the corner, homie. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to have all these people around you like you big. I ain't got nobody around me. Let's go around the corner. It was too bad I was the only black out there. It should have been some more black people out there. I was around there with all white people. I was kind of nervous. I was like, if I get jumped, are you white people going to help me?
We walk around the corner. It's nothing to me.
I thought he was going to walk around the corner. Let's walk around the corner.
You're not making sense.
Say, you can go around the corner, nigga, too. You and your homie can go around the corner. One at a time.
This shit getting serious right here. Y'all see A1 be on the front lines of y'all. Right? You guys are sorry, been gone so long, y'all. But we back.
But this is a hate group, right? People's having a peaceful protest, and they came with hate. They came agitating. They came aggravating, asking questions, right? Wanting somebody to like me to do something, right? But they didn't want somebody like me. They wanted somebody of a different color to do something so they can have a opportunity to react. You know what I'm saying? Lucky, I was the only black person out there, and they couldn't get me or nothing like that. So I guess they got into it with some white people later on, and they got into it and got squashed. It was a long story. But look, here they go. Right, look, they finna start some shit right there. Look, right now. Right. There's no. See, right now, this is a peaceful protest, right? This is a peaceful protest. Ain't nobody.
Like Rosebud's worked up.
Now, right?
Yeah, what's up with it, bro?
How you doing, man?
What's up, bro?
I've been paying attention to you for a long time.
Shit.
I'm from around here. Don't fuck with them boys from around here because they never do whatever the fuck they want, man. Like kind of where you come from, right?
Yeah.
They let them boys do anything they fucking want around this.
You heard what he said? He said they let them boys do anything they want to around. He telling me, game. This is a white boy. I watched you on TV. They let them boys do anything they want to around here, right? This is a couple of years ago. This is before I knew all the shit, right? Meaning, the police is not going to stop them, or they're not going to hold them responsible for anything they do out here. He knows this. He let me know they can do anything they want to out here. They're protected. Even against us. That's why they out here instigating, because they know they protected, even against us. He gave me game.
Motherfucker, I've been around here 43 fucking years. They're looking for somebody to fuck up.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck they doing? Hold on.
Yeah, they're looking for somebody to fuck up, and they found somebody to fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't me. They found somebody white to fuck up. But it goes back into the great replacement theory, what they trying to say Tucker Carlson is doing. The great replacement theory.
With increasing frequency, Republicans are facing questions about their party's association, planned or otherwise, with what is commonly known as, quote, the Great Replacement Theory, this following Saturday's racist massacre in Buffalo, New York. This theory essentially argues that minorities and or immigrants are usurping white people of their political and economic primacy in Western society.
You don't think about this. If I was white, right? If I was white and I was in America and I had another country over here invading and I was a voter, right? And you try to make this person legal, that would be killing my vote. If I was a white person in America, right? And every time I turn around, somebody called me racist, somebody telling me I need to turn down my whiteness, right? To give somebody else equity. Right, somebody telling me I need to be more understanding to other people's culture and oppression and all of those stuff. Right, you're telling me to be less white and stuff like that. I would be mad. I would be thinking you would be trying to replace me too. You're telling me I can't be a mother. You're telling me I can't teach my kids. You're telling me what I can put in my body. I would be fucking mad too if I was white in America right now, right? You're telling me I have to get harsher sentences because this person was because I supposedly had got lighter sentences, right? You're telling me I can't believe in God, I can't participate in church like I want to, right? If I was white, I would feel like I'm being replaced. Right? Because now it's you done took the black people culture. Now you're trying to take my culture too? You done stripped the black people of their culture. They don't know their language. They don't know their roots. They don't know their history. They don't know the heroes. They don't know none of that. Now, on top of that, you're trying to strip me too? You're trying to take my statues down? You're trying to take my history books away? You're trying to rewrite history? You're trying to take the Constitution? You're trying to do everything, take away everything that I consider conservative, even little cartoons, and it change things like boys and girls or dreamers. You're trying to change everything that I was raised up on, that I was trying to pass to my kid or my son or my grandson or whatever. Right? So if I was white, hell yeah, I feel like I would be getting my shit taken away. I'm black, right? So I feel like I can search and find my heritage because I never knew it. That's what I got the advantage of. I can search and find, okay, I can find out this about me, I can find out that about me, because I knew from birth mine was taken away from me. But you knew your culture from when you was born. And now they're trying to say, well, your culture is bad. The culture you was raised on, you have to now change. And don't pass it on to your kids. That's what they're saying. Right? So not only is they took our culture, they also trying to take yours. Because what? Your culture is racist. Your culture breed white supremacists. Your culture breed hate. So they got to take your culture. They don't want, conservative mean racism. And if you're conservative and that's your culture, they got to take it.
It mixes together anti-blackness, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and xenophobia. And again, it's this kind of conspiracy theory that Jewish people working alongside black people and brown people and people defined as racial undesirables are attempting to replace white people, people who are defined as the right kind of white.
The right kind of white. What the hell is the wrong kind of white? Right? You got to be the right kind of white. I guess full-blooded. Or else you're not part of America. I have never felt that. And you have these black people. If a white person was get up here and say this shit, right, they would be called racist. So they hire black people on MSNBC, CBS, and all these different shows so they can get up here and say the most racist shit and get away with it. They can go as far as deep as no white person can go as far as racism and get away with it. And nobody question them. Look how racist Al Sharpton can be. Look how racist Don Lemon can be. Joy Reid can be. Whoopi Goldberg. Look how racist all of them can be. And nobody gonna say shit. Right? They hired anchors and special guests and stuff like that just to be racist. Anything come on black. Look how many people was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse trial that was black on MSNBC. They had whole panels. MSNBC had a whole panel. CNN had a whole panel. All black, all show. You ain't never saw no shit like that on Fox News. They invite black people just to talk about black. No, they don't do no shit like that. That's racist. They get everyone's opinion. CNN, MSNBC, you only getting the black opinion. The most racist niggas on the face of the earth.
In the United States and in other countries, including in Europe.
This race replacement theory that he talked about in this manifesto, there are people who are pushing this hatred on these young people, indoctrinating their minds.
It is what allegedly
who is pushing is people putting hate in everybody's mind. It's people putting hate in young people's mind. You think these gang members out here telling these young kids, these youngsters go out here and love these people with guns? No, everyone preach hate. I was from a gang and they preach hate. We preach hate to other niggas worse than the KKK. When I was from a gang and I was doing my thing, you think they were preaching love? You think my homie was telling me go love thy neighbor? Hell no, go shoot thy neighbor up. Take this gun. Because guess what? The neighbor gonna come shoot at your ass. Huh? The whole hood preach hate. The whole other side of the street hates you, and you gotta hate them. And you gotta understand they hate. Because if you don't hate them as much as they hate you, you're going to end up dead. Huh? Because you ain't going to be on your P's and Q's like you're supposed to. You ain't going to be aware like you're supposed to. And you're going to come up missing.
Drove Peyton Gendron to fatally shoot 10 black people and injure 3 others at a supermarket in Buffalo just days ago.
So it's a kind of mythology. It's based on a lot of historical misrepresentations, and it is a core belief in white supremacist activist circles.
This is not a single profile on a prominent person. You see that in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Wall Street Journal all the time. This is a series of articles about a person and the rise of a particular framing of what is happening in America, the audience it attracts.
A framing of what happened to America. The audience attract. That means you. The same people that watch Tucker Carlson watch me. So are you labeling me a whistleblower? Are you labeling me a white supremacist? Because me and Tucker Carlson share some of the same views. I don't watch his channel, but we just share some of the same views. And we talk about the same topics. And spread some of the same information in different ways, in different types of comedy, in different type of media. So are you telling me I'm also a white supremacist? Because I spread or say the same things that Tucker Carlson would say?
And the reason that those two things must be studied carefully.
In many ways, the United States is built on this form of white supremacy, a kind of belief in white entitlement to land, to displace and eliminate indigenous people.
Erase and eliminate. Ain't that what abortions do? Ain't that what murder do? Ain't that the main cause of erasing indigenous and black people is abortions? 40 million black people on earth, 20 million abortions? That's a half abortion per person. Huh? What are you talking about? That's what's wiping out our generation, is not the white supremacists. Huh? is more niggas get killed in the city of Chicago alone than it is in a whole country combined for white supremacists. You can take one city, New Orleans, Detroit, Los Angeles, one city got more black on black crime in that one city than white supremacy got on black people around the fucking world. That shit is dead. Right? It's too much. It's too much. I mean, you can still be proud to be white. You can still be proud to be where you from and all that and not be a skinhead or not be a white supremacist. You can be proud to be who you are. But these Democrats are making it so white people can't even be proud to be who they are, especially if you're conservative. A white Christian heterosexual man or heterosexual woman? Oh, no. You're not accepted.
Well, that's how I put it, too. I mean, this is an important figure in cable news, of course. Tucker Carlson has the top-rated show in primetime cable.
Of course,
you go after Tucker Carlson, who is the #1 cable news host, conservative. You go after Donald Trump, who was the #1 conservative politician, right? When you want some ratings, and some views, you go after the best. Because don't nobody want to sit here and hear Fox and hear CNN talk about Jesse Waters, right? Don't nobody want to sit up there and hear Fox News talk about Greg Gunfield, right? Don't nobody want to hear MSNBC talk about Sean Hannity. They want to talk about Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson, the two people where you can get some views from. You know you're going to get some interest from. You know you're going to spark some conversation off of. You know you can talk politics off of. Because think of it like this. If you talk about Tucker Carlson, you know your audience are going to watch, and you know Tucker Carlson audience is going to watch. Because every time you show me a video, every time I see a video, right, when I type in Tucker Carlson, a video of CNN or something like that, say Tucker Carlson this, Tucker Carlson that, and I'm going to look. So that means your ratings go up. Or I see Donald Trump this or say Donald Trump that. I'm going to click so your ratings are going to go up, right? Because if you didn't put Donald Trump in this shit or you didn't put Tucker Carlson in this shit, you knew I wouldn't click. You knew they wouldn't click. You know your people wouldn't click. It's clickbait. People always want to know what's going on with Donald Trump. People always want to have somebody to hate. Guess what? Donald Trump is not in office for you to hate every single day. You got to hate. You can't hate somebody that's missing in action. You can't hate somebody that's supposedly that's not making a policy. You can't hate that person. You can't blame him for nothing. You have no reason to hate Donald Trump right now. I'm talking about the average person. Democrats gonna hate him regardless. But the average person have no reason to hate Donald Trump right now. So who can you hate every day? Tucker Carlson. Who can you blame something on every day? Tucker Carlson. Who can you keep on refueling and adding fuel to the fire and come up with a different conspiracy story with every day? Tucker Carlson. You have to find somebody to hate. Donald Trump ain't in it no more. Donald Trump ain't every day no more. Donald Trump ain't tweeting no more. Donald Trump ain't holding no press conferences no more. But we can blame it on Tucker Carlson.
There was the influence of former President Donald Trump, but you couldn't have gotten a President Trump unless his brand of racism resonated. And why did it resonate? Again, we have that history.
But his brand of racism. Donald Trump has his own brand of racism. What is it, Nike? He got the Nike of racism. What is his brand? Huh? His brand of racism is a different type of racism. Huh? They make up shit don't even make sense. It sounds educating, it sounds good, but it makes no fucking sense.
He is also an influential figure, and his journey to versions of these ideas, his journey from one kind of conservatism to the post-Trump kind of conservatism, is really the journey of conservative politics over the same period. It kind of helps us explain how we got to where we are today, and you can't understand the MAGA movement without understanding how Carlson became a part of it.
Huh? You can't understand the MAGA movement unless you understand how Tucker became a part of it. So you see how they connected it? From Donald Trump to Tucker Carlson. They're trying to say Tucker Carlson is now carrying Donald Trump's torch, right? They talk about all the hate crime in America, right? They talk about all the black people being victimized. But what about the Jewish people? Don't black people hate Jewish people too? Or some black people hate Jewish people too, just as much as white people? Probably even more. Remember this story?
4 innocent people were killed in Jersey City yesterday, along with 2 gunmen in a wild, hours-long gun battle with police. In video circulating online, which police confirm is part of the investigation, you see a man exit a van and start shooting into a kosher grocery store on Martin Luther King Drive. The kosher grocery store, with mostly Jewish customers and workers, was not a random target.
Was not a random target, right? This is how they judge black people. It was not a random target. They was Jewish. 4 of them killed. 2 gunmen open fire. Huh? Premeditated. 2 black gunmen.
We know that they took out long rifles across the street after selecting this location and coming here.
Selected the location and coming there. Directly, it's all kind of people everywhere else running down the street and shit like that. They directly went after these people.
New video of the store shows the horror of yesterday's attack. Shattered glass, overturned shelves, bullet holes everywhere. Much was made today over whether this was a hate crime, an anti-Semitic attack.
Was it a hate crime? What do you mean? Was it a hate crime? It's a Jewish shop, Jewish patrons, Jewish customers, Jewish owner, right? They was targeted. It was planned. What do you mean, was it a hate crime?
I think Carlson comes by his beliefs authentically for the most part, but then he also entered a network, Fox News, which is extraordinarily good at programming and ratings.
Programming and ratings. How are you getting your ratings right now? Right? Because you're talking about Tucker Carlson. The only reason you getting clicks, wouldn't nobody watch this interview, wouldn't nobody who know who the fuck you was, right? Would nobody know what the hell you was talking about if you didn't talk about Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump? You talk about one of them, that's going to get you some clicks. You talk about both of them, that's going to get you some views. Right? So you doing the same thing. They're saying Tucker Carlson found the way to get ratings and views because he have racist rhetoric. And the racist rhetoric is the thing that gets him views, and he's the king of it because he's calling all the races. So what you're saying is more racism in America. There's more racists in America that watch the news than people that are not racist. So you mean tell me the only people that want to watch the news are racist? The only people that want the information are racist. The only people that are concerned about the world and want to see what's going on in the world is racist, because evidently everybody watch Fox is racist. If Tucker Carlson is the number one news source or news station or whatever political show on cable network, don't you think some Democrats watch him? Don't you think some independents watch him? Them are not all Republicans watching him. So when you talk about the crowd he also attract Democrats. So if it's racist Republicans and it's only racists he attract, guess what? He attracting racist Democrats then too.
And once in that environment, he was incentivized, according to our reporting, to lean into the material that would light up viewers the most, crank the dial of fear and anger the most, and connect with the Trump audience that was becoming so important to Fox, principally older and white viewers.
Older and white viewers. I guess them are the older white viewers are the ones that are most racist, because they are the ones that are getting this message. They are the ones that are Trump supporters, and they are the ones that I guess are that's heeding the message and acting on the message that Donald Trump delivering. I haven't saw it, but evidently, according to this dude, the older white people are the ones that are the most racist.
The state attorney general says he's not sure.
We're standing in front of you telling you that we are conducting additional investigation.
And this dude say, right? And this dude say the dude who shot up the Jewish shop, it wasn't a hate crime, right? He targeted people, walked in with an AK-47, 2 guns, planned the damn shooting, the massacre, killed 4 people, right? That was Jewish, right? But it's not a hate crime. They said we're still checking into it. It's not a hate crime. We're still checking into it.
Telling you that we are conducting additional investigation before we reach any conclusions as to what the motivations were.
The mayor of Jersey City, though, is sure.
There is no question that this is a hate crime, and anti-Semitism should be called out aggressively and firmly, immediately, for what it is.
They're black. Black people don't get charged with hate crimes. Black people don't get charged with freedom of speech violations. Black people don't get charged with hate speech because we can't be racist.
Some in the Jewish community say not calling this a hate crime directed at Jews is dangerous.
I never thought I'd see the normalization of anti-Semitic swastika graffiti. I never thought I'd see the normalization of anti-Semitic incidents on college campuses or in K-12 schools.
Normal. Why the Democrats don't protect Jews? Huh? Remember when the so-called Nazis was walking through the Charlottesville talking about Jews will not replace us? Why the Democrats don't like Jews? Why don't protect Jews? Donald Trump did. The Jews love Donald Trump. Why the Jews don't like Joe Biden? Why he don't protect him?
Cannot allow the normalization of the murder of Jews on American soil.
We are also learning more about the 2 shooters who stormed into that store. David Anderson and Francine Graham were both found dead after that hours-long standoff with police. Sources telling us that Anderson was a one-time follower of the Black Hebrew Israelites, a fringe group labeled as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Huh? They labeled a hate group. This dude from a hate group, right, targeted Jews, had racist shit all on the internet about Jewish people and cops, but they still trying to determine was this a hate crime or not.
Authorities are looking into whether he wrote anti-Semitic and anti-police posts on what appeared to be a social media profile. Also today, authorities announced that the 2 shooters may have been involved in another murder. Investigators believe Anderson and Graham killed Uber driver Michael Rumberger. His body was found in the trunk of his car in Bayonne over the weekend.
And guess what? Rumberger was a Jew, right? Do you mean to tell me this dude killed Jews and the police? But it's not a hate crime? I'm not saying the Buffalo dude shouldn't get charged with no hate crime. He should get charged with a hate crime. But this dude and the dude in Kenosha that ran over all them innocent people, right? And the nigga on the subway, they should get charged for hate crimes too.
You may recall Detective Seals was looking into that case when he was shot twice in the shoulder and in the head.
But we also have, prominent talking heads, Tucker Carlson, Fox News, making hundreds of references, a study has shown, hundreds of references to this kind of great replacement theory.
Fox News' Tucker Carlson has promoted replacement theory frequently on his show, positing that Democrats want to influence elections by importing voters from other countries.
I mean, everyone wants to make a racial issue out of it. Ooh, the white replacement theory. No. This is a voting rights question. I have less political power because they're importing a brand new electorate. Why should I sit back and take that?
And what he found in the course of his show over several years was that by dipping into this well of far-right ideas, some of them white nationalist ideas.
Some of them white nationalists, you see, they're putting Tucker Carlson, and they finna even go deeper than that on Tucker Carlson. They finna say Tucker Carlson is getting his information off the dark web, and Republicans is getting their information off the dark web. This is how low they going.
And sanding them down of some of the more obvious elements, making them more palatable, he could find material that would light up the audience, bring in huge ratings, and tap into that broader fear that we're all familiar with, of people who are afraid that American culture is being trampled upon, that people who are arriving who are new aren't going to share the same values. He found a way to light up that fear and translate it into revenue and ratings.
You see how I keep on saying revenue and ratings? Do you know Democrats watch his channel? Do you know independents watch his channel? You don't get that many ratings from just Republicans alone. Right? You don't become number one on cable from this Republicans alone. So evidently, everybody going to his channel for this information about the border and shit, because guess what? CNN don't show it. If you wanted to find out something about Hunter Biden, a laptop, you have to watch Fox. If you want to find out something about the border, you have to watch Fox. If you want to find out something about crime, you got to watch Fox. Because guess what? CNN don't fucking show it. If you want to find out something about the Durham report, you got to watch Fox. Right? Anything, because CNN don't cover them. So guess what? People saying, like, if Fox been talking about these stories for fucking a year and you just start talking about the story just now and they been had the story, why am I watching you and you're not giving me the whole story? You've been telling me lies and you holding shit back and all you want to do is talk about Trump. I go to Fox, they got a plethora of shit. They talking about the border, they talking about immigration, Second Amendment rights, baby powder, baby milk, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. I mean, they got a plethora of information. The only thing I'm watching your channel, Donald Trump tax fraud, Donald Trump going to jail, Donald Trump January this, Donald Trump lawyer, Donald Trump phone call, Donald Trump email, Donald Trump tweet, Donald Trump Twitter. That's the whole show. Oh, and the weather. That's the whole show. So they come to Fox. Get information that's worth it. Get a difference in opinion about everything from the Wuhan on to the mass. They get a difference in opinion, and guess what? They like the difference in opinion, right? If you want to find out teachers were terrorists, you have to watch Fox. Every piece of information that's major this year, in the last year, you have to watch Fox to get that information. Because if you didn't, you would have been lied to, or they wouldn't have showed it at all.
A New York Times investigation found Carlson amplified this theory in more than 400 episodes of his show.
They hate you, they want to hurt you, they call you a racist. They call you racist.
Let's make America great again.
Right? They call you a racist, right? But they call MAGA supporters child molesters. I mean, these are teenagers. Calling them child molesters, devils, you know what I'm saying? Talking about how they smell, talking about their ancestors and shit like that, right? But black people can get away with this. It's free speech. Now, if it was the other way, it'd be hate speech. But white people can say this on news channels and get away with it in front of the world. And it's not racist.
Bunch of child molesting.
Y'all are going into slavery for enslaving so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You got all right? That's what the Bible say, all right? So y'all can sit up here and listen. Y'all can take it as a joke. But guess what? All the atrocities that was done to our people is going to be done to you times 2.
All these dusty crackers with that racist garbage on them. That's right.
A bunch of incest.
Future school shooters, a bunch of incest babies. A bunch of babies made out of incest. This is how they talk about white people. But it's freedom of speech. And they allowed that. But you're not allowed to say anything back.
Baby, biggest terrorist on the face of this earth is the pale-faced man, woman, and child.
The biggest terrorist on the face of the earth is the pale-faced man, woman, and child. Y'all are the biggest terrorists on the face of the earth, according to Black Lives Matter.
All the cops. Hey, don't touch me.
That is uncalled shit. Get out of here. That's right.
This country has had a debate about immigration for a long time. And
oh, Vanessa, I wish I could thank you a long time. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the content, because the content is very important, because it shows, Vanessa, right, how, and it's going to get deeper, how America is letting black people get away with a lot of stuff if they liberal. Let me, as a conservative, try to get away with something as a black man. I bet you, Vanessa, I couldn't get away with the same thing as a liberal black man can get away with, right? I bet you I couldn't get away with the same freedom of speech. I get censored. I just got censored for something yesterday. I couldn't get away with the same content. I couldn't get away with the same crime. I couldn't get away with the same political statements. I couldn't get away with nothing, Vanessa, as a political black man. But let a Democrat do something. Let him go for jail for drugs. Let him go to jail. I mean, he gonna get a slap on the hand. Let him rob some shit. Right? Or not even me. Let somebody white now do this shit, right? It's going to be so much pressure on the courts and the jury to convict him and give him the most time that you can possibly give somebody, right? It's going to be pressure on him to do it. And he going to get it done. The Black Lives Matter going to protest their ass to convict. It's getting wild.
in some ways for its entire existence. And it's not unreasonable to say, I think people who come into the country should have permission, or that immigration policy should work for the people who live here now.
Vanessa think that too, right? Now, Vanessa is an American patriot. She's a citizen, right? So you trying to tell her you want her to pay more taxes, right? To be less safer. You want her to pay more gas, right? To have more neighbors, right? You want her to buy higher food, to be less safe, and you don't want Vanessa to have a gun to protect herself. Huh? What is Vanessa supposed to do? As a woman, what is she supposed to do in this crazy world where women are getting taken advantage of? You know what I'm saying? Because women are vulnerable. It's hard for a woman to walk down the street or drive her car by herself because she can be robbed or taken advantage of or stuff like that if it's the right situation. Because these robbers and these so-called thieves and these jackers, they go after women first. They go after the more vulnerable. They don't go after the less vulnerable. That would be stupid. They go for the weakest. And the weakest in society is considered the woman. Right? So that's how safe it is for women in America. They sexually assaulting women. You got these immigrants sexually assaulting women. Look how, if you Google that shit, you're going to see immigrants sexually assaulting women all the time. Look at how many immigrants are arrested for sexual assault alone. That's a number one crime in America is sexual assault. It's not drugs. It's not robbery. It's not breaking and entering. It's sex crimes, rape. Google it if you don't believe me. The number one immigrant crime against Americans is rape, sexual assault. After that is murder.
Citizens now. Fentanyl is a huge problem.
Notions of white genocide, which is also a key phrase used by white supremacists. This is being popularized and mainstreamed again by people like Tucker Carlson.
And some high-ranking Republican politicians have adopted similar rhetoric in campaign ads and on social media, like House Republicans' third highest-ranking member, Elise Stefanik, who last year ran a Facebook ad claiming Democrats were planning a permanent election insurrection by creating a pathway to citizenship for immigrants to ensure a liberal majority in Congress. A spokeswoman for Fox pointed Newsy to Carlson's comments on his program denouncing political violence. And a Stefanik aide said the congresswoman has never advocated for any racist position.
But if you're Republican, you're automatically in a racist position. And that has to be messed up, right? As a black person, as a black person living in LA, I never felt as much hate as people hate white people right now. I never had people protesting me, right? I never had people outside of my business. I never had people calling me out of my name. I never had people all in my face saying I owe them something. I never had people in my face talking about what my ancestors done. I never had nobody in my face talking about how privileged I was. I never had nobody in my face talking about what I owe them. I never had nobody try to change me, you know what I'm saying, try to change my culture, say you need to act more white. You need to understand white people more. I never had nobody to do that. So I don't know how that feels. So I can't put myself in your shoes right now. Right? I can't put myself in certain black people's shoes too, because I ain't never been walking down the street and white people call me a nigga. I ain't never been walking down the street, you know what I'm saying, and walking to a store and say we don't serve your kind. Right? I have never been walking down the street, right, and been scared of another race of people because of the way they look. I'm not saying it's not in LA and racism not in LA and there's not racist people in LA. They're just not openly racist and I don't experience it, right? Because guess what? It's not that people are openly racist and scared to do the crime. It's people that are openly racist also scared of the law because you get time in LA for doing law, especially hate crimes. I don't understand how LA gun law is so tough, but the homicides is so high. We got tough gun laws out here, supposedly, right? Supposedly. But we had tough gun laws out here, it wouldn't be that many murders.
We see in this rhetoric, though, and on Carlson's show on Fox, is wholly different. It says that these problems are actually created on purpose and deliberately by a shadowy cabal, the ruling class, as he calls it. And in his telling, if you watch the show and watch it over and over again, as many viewers do, and as our team did for this story.
As many viewers do, and as our team do. If you watch his show over and over again, as we did and our viewers do, you will find out that he make racist comments all the time. I don't see nothing. I'm a comedian. Tucker Carlson got a certain style of sarcasm, but it's not racist. And he point out the facts, but it's not racist. Anytime somebody white point out some facts about something black, right, or something that's not white, they racist. You can't talk about the crime that's happening in black neighborhood, you racist. You can't talk about the drugs, the fatherless homes, the single mothers. You can't talk about anything as a white person when it comes to black people. But you switch it around, black people can talk about everything white. We can talk about how racist you are, how your people slave masters. You know what I'm saying? How you deprived us. We could talk about all kind of shit. It's a long list of things black people could talk about and blame people, white people for, and you can't say shit about it. That's sad. That's black privilege.
He repeats these ideas over and over again. They, the ruling class, hate you, loathe you, and want to destroy you. I'm not paraphrasing. He uses that kind of language all the time. So we've gone...
Ain't that the same lessons the Democrats say? They're going to destroy our democracy. America will never be the same. People don't love America. You don't love our country. They say the same shit. They say the same exact shit. It's a political statement. They both say the same shit. Democrats said just as much as Republicans, how people don't love the country.
From a discussion of a hard and intractable policy problem, to a conspiracy theory about how elites are engineering this.
But there is a wider trend here of presenting black people, even when they're the victims of gun violence, as older than white people, the same age, essentially adultifying them. Lay all of this out for us.
Now, this is the last part right here. Now they're trying to say, not only do black people get mischaracterized, right, they also get misaged, you know what I'm saying? So they try to make black people, right, in the descriptions in the news look more scarier and tougher than older than white people by calling white people teenagers and calling black people young black males. It makes them look older and younger and give us a presence of innocence towards the white people. That's what they're trying to say.
But other members of the GOP have taken notice, like Wyoming Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who blamed Republican leadership for enabling white nationalism, white supremacy, and anti-Semitism.
Need to vote her ass out. Get her ass out of here. She's a Republican, and she's consistently talking about the Republican Party, consistently doing things against the Republican Party, right? And how you gonna be a Republican and say this against Republicans? You might as well turn Democrat, right? If the House and the leadership is enabling white nationalists and white supremacy and anti-Semitism, right? You might as well turn Democrat. Because what do you think Ilhan Omar do? She anti-Semitic is a son of a bitch. And what do you think the squad is? They anti-Semitic. They wouldn't even let old girl in Israel. They banned her passport. Was that J Paul? Was it J Paul? No, it was the other girl. I forgot her name. They wouldn't even let her ass in the damn Israel. Rashida Tlaib, that's her name. They wouldn't even let her ass in Israel. Bitch, your pass is revoked. You sitting there talking bad about us and you want to bring your ass over here? Hell no. You can't see your grandmother.
When a man in Buffalo walked into a supermarket to kill black people. And the important thing is, in one case, the targets were black people. In a different case, the targets were Jewish Americans. In a third case, Hispanics and Mexicans who were in the U.S. But the same theory connects all of them, that they are all part of a plot to destroy America, which is a really insightful idea.
Destroy America. You hear what they're saying? It's all a plot. Like, who he plotted with? He was plotting by his damn self? Who did the dude from Buffalo plot with? They still ain't came out with no email. They still ain't came out with no friends list. They still ain't came out with who probably could have knew. They still ain't came out with nothing. Who was his connection? Who was he talking to? Who could have stopped it? They ain't said nothing. So how is he in a plot? A plot with who? A plot with who? I don't get it. If you plotting, I mean a plan. He went out and done that dumb shit by himself. Because like I told you 2 days ago, right? If he was a white supremacist, they're gonna come up with his friends, his contact, his organization, whoever influenced him, and all that. They're gonna concentrate on that group and they're gonna make some arrests. Because if they made some arrests, they're gonna say, "Oh, look, we done our job. We tracked down the white supremacists that he was connected to and arrested everybody." If they can arrest somebody and they can track down the fentanyl dealer, they can track down the racist motherfucker who told him to shoot up Buffalo. But they ain't got nobody because he was a lone shooter. Every person they ran across, all these psychos that shot up the Asians, shot up the Jews, shot up the Mexicans at the mall and the stores, all of them was lone shooters. They found no connections on near one of them. They found a diary, they found paperwork, they found videos and Facebook posts, but they never found a friend, they never found a girl, they never found a group, and they never found a damn organization.
White police officers, even black police officers and society in general, tend to adultify black boys and black men, make them seem older than they are. Same thing happens with black women. Research is quite clear on that. And in my own reporting, I've certainly seen with non-binary, gender non-conforming, and trans youth, that happens all the time as well.
You hear that? What they're saying? They misage everybody. Black people, Mexicans, transgenders, anybody who ain't white. Right? Anybody who ain't white, they age everybody. You know they had to throw the gay people in. Yeah, I even saw this. The police even do this with heterosexual, with transsexuals, for real? You did for real? Yeah, I did. I saw them do. No, you didn't. Stop lying.
You don't need to read this guy's manifesto. You can just turn on Fox News at 8 p.m. any given weekday, and you will see the same themes, the same idea that American diversity is destroying the country, the same fear of an invasion of migrants across the southern border, and the same great replacement conspiracy theory.
You see, that's on all the news now. That's on all the news. Whenever the Democrats get something, see what they're trying to do, right? Since more people watch Tucker Carlson, right, than any other news source, that means more people going to watch Tucker Carlson during this election. So more people going to get their information about certain politicians, about certain laws, about certain policies from Tucker Carlson. So if you discredit Tucker Carlson now, right, he won't be good during the election, because so far everything Tucker Carlson been saying, everything Fox been saying has been coming true. Fox got the top 3 cable hosts, Laura and Sean too. So that means Fox gonna get most of the viewers during this election, and more people gonna trust Fox. Why you think all of them is trying to go after Fox? They say Fox and Tucker Carlson, right? So it's not just one person, it's all of them, right? Now they're trying to go after not only the leaders, they also trying, not only the newscasters and shit like that, they're also trying to go after the owners, saying the owners are allowing it. They're trying to shut down all of Fox. Saying it's a disinformation channel. See, people think they're trying to just shut down Tucker Carlson. No, they're trying to shut down the whole channel. The whole channel.
There's also perceived issues around size. All kinds of people will see black men and think that they're bigger than they are, and that white men are smaller than they are. So this made me think back to the way that this had played out with Michael Brown.
So what?
With Michael Brown, right? Michael Brown was a big son of a bitch, but he wanted Michael Brown to seem a little more younger, a little more kiddish-like. That's how they wanted Michael Brown to be described, because he was a victim, so they wanted him to be more kid-like. Michael Brown, the reason why they said Michael Brown, right, they both done something fucked up. One person done something more fucked up, right? But they both done something fucked up. So it don't matter how you label them, they both was murderers. Not murder.
What I hear you saying is that this is something, this ideology that is deeply embedded in American history. But how have the internet and social media helped propel the spread of this idea in recent years?
And I wrote my first column there about a family of 5 boys. I think at the time they were ages 3 to 16. And I asked them what it was like to see this friend of theirs and someone they knew in the community die. And they really talked about him as a child. You know, he had just finished high school. He hadn't started college yet. So that made me really think about the ways that we so often will adultify these black children who are victims of crime.
Michael Brown wasn't no damn victim of crime, and he wasn't no damn child. He was a nigga who tried to grab the police gun, right? But you see him, I talked to people that was in his neighborhood, and they was talking to him about him like he was a child. How he graduated, he didn't go to college yet, like he was a child. But did they talk about how he tried to grab guns, he was smoking weed and beating niggas up? Huh? Did they tell you about that?
Once confined to the dark web, has penetrated right-wing media and some members of the GOP.
There is almost always a direct line from some dark conspiracy theory on 4chan to something that's being said in the mainstream media every day.
You hear what they saying? Something is saying on 4chan, right? Now you got these newscasts, these news media saying that Fox News is getting their information off the dark web.
Killing black people, harming black people is part of the ways that whiteness comes into being. And part of the way that whiteness comes into being is enacting this kind of violence, but also whiteness comes into being as performing a kind of innocence. So I think that's why we see them described as kids, because this has to be seen as innocence in a way to work with whiteness.
Work with whiteness. In order to work with whiteness, we got to call killers kids. Huh? Or else we'll be derogatory towards whiteness. You see how they going after white people? I have never in my life, I have never in my life believed I will see the day when white people get treated like shit in America. Never. Never in my day. If you would have told me this shit 20 years ago, that white people going to be getting blamed for being racist, right? White people going to be getting accused of all kind of shit. White people going to be considered second class, and black people going to be put in front of them as far as medicine and treatment and laws and rights and protests and all that shit and arrest, and we're going to be getting out. I would have said, you a fucking lie. Black people gonna get out without putting up no money, and they can rob some shit? You mean to tell me you can walk in a store and steal $900 worth of shit and don't go? Man, get the fuck out of here. If you'd have told me something like that 20 years ago in LA, I would have laughed at you. Not no more. And they don't want to characterize these people as grown no more. Characterize them as kids. They've had to point this shit out. Oh, you call one a teenager and you call one a young man. The liberals are so fucking petty.
This is a historically new phenomenon, and it is a very dangerous development, and it's one for which we have not collectively as a society held these tech companies and social media platforms accountable in terms of moving forward.
Holding platforms accountable. That's the same thing Joe Biden talk about. You see how the trickle-down effect is? Joe Biden, Jen Psaki, Democrats, governors, lawyers, newscasters, teachers, right? It's a trickle-down effect, right? It goes from the top to the bottom, and everybody preaches the same thing. They say the same words. It's the same catchphrase on the same news, different news, same people, different people.
Is what's going to happen.
He's doing it all. And because he is so influential at Fox and within the conservative movement, what he decides to popularize spreads throughout both of them. Tucker Carlson is doing exactly what his bosses want. They want his blood-soaked conspiracy theories.
They want his blood-soaked conspiracy theories. Not only do Tucker Carlson make money off of it, not only do he got ratings on it, right? He also got bloods on his hands from it. And that's what the makers of, or the owners of Fox News want. They want exactly what Tucker Carlson is giving. You see how they get these stupid ass so-called law professors on here just to come up with the stupidest shit to have people believe them? Right? That's why their ratings are going down.
If they didn't, they would have stopped it by now, but they've decided not to.
Is what's going to happen with regard to regulating and developing some mechanisms of accountability for companies that are profiting from hatred and the kind of ideology that's being spread online.
Wait a minute. They're talking about Facebook and YouTube and all these social media is spreading hatred and is harmful, right? If they was worried about that, they would protest liquor stores. If they was worried about that, they would protest crack houses, right? But they not. They not worried about anything else. Right? Because if you want to save the community, you want to do all this other stuff, go protest the liquor store. They killing more black people than anything. Cigarettes, liquor, all of those stuff. Damn the hatred, damn social media. If the liquor store is killing more motherfuckers than social media. The crack house is killing more motherfuckers than social media. We need to stop the spread of hate. We need to reform this. We need to reform that. Come on. It's all to take your Second Amendment rights away. They want to investigate you. They want to make laws. I wish some of y'all would have saw this show yesterday and see what kind of freedoms they was going to take away from y'all. I wish that show would have stayed up because they finna take your freedom away starting to like real soon. real soon. And there's nothing we can do about it because Joe Biden just gave it up. If you read it, if you Google it after the show, Google the WHO and Joe Biden sovereignty. And it'll tell you exactly what I was talking about yesterday about how we giving up power to other countries and other organizations. Right? Pretty soon you have to give up your life. You ain't got no choice. Huh? It's like they trying to make you mad enough for you to react. And then when you react, that's the reaction they want so they can say, I told you so. I told you they was racist. I told you they was violent. I told you so. It's only so much a person can take, though, before he boils over. You keep poking at him and poking at him and poking at him and picking on him and picking on him. It's only a certain time before he explode, for the bubble bust, and all the air come out. It's only a matter of time.
So, we have many figures, not just on the far right, but in mainstream conservative politics that are using this kind of discourse to foster hatred, to foster division.
This is not entirely about Donald Trump. This is
right now. This is the last part, right? Now, when Tucker Carlson first found out Donald Trump won the presidency, right? He kept it 100. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about the people, right? The people voted in what they wanted because the people was tired of the last administration. So don't think it's about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a representation of the people being tired of politicians fucking them, right? So Tucker Carlson was always down the middle. That's why I love him. He always been 100.
This is a reaction against the people in charge. And look, if you're not in the elite media, if you're not on Wall Street, if you're not in the political class, look at the people who run the country. They sneer at you. They have contempt for you. There's nothing about you that they like. And you resent that after a while. This is a democracy. Like, the average person can vote, we just learned last night.
Well, I'm going to add to that. Celebrities.
Yeah. Well,
every celebrity,
exactly right.
Whether they're performing with Hillary Clinton, they're going tweeting or campaigning for her, many of which foolishly said they're going to leave the country if he, in fact, wins. Right. Celebrities, instead of being, you might like their album, but you kind of resent the fact that they're in your face telling you what to do. And that's what America did.
The America and the liberals and the stars. Remember, right? You got actors saying Donald Trump is racist. Madonna, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, you name them. Madonna, Cher, you name them, right? You got rappers saying he was racist. They got rap songs saying he was racist, right? You got all these talk shows saying he's racist. If you got everybody saying he's racist, guess what? You gonna believe him too. You gonna believe he's racist. No proof. But everybody else believing it. So it must be some proof to it. The Democrats manipulated your dumb ass to believe it.
You went back and said, you're a good actor, you can sing well, I like your music, but I'm not going to take your political advice.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of people who were like, you know what, Lena Dunham's for this? I'm not. I'm actually not for this.
They're all leaving the country, too, Tucker.
There's some upside to this. Let me just say, no, look, here's the point.
We might finally lose share.
This is a massive react. But I do think this is something that the Trump voters should think about. Every power center in American life is arrayed against Trump. There needs to be some kind of reconciliation to some extent, because there's nobody with a hand on the lever of power who is for this. And I'll be really interested to see the reaction this morning. It's not just the Democratic Party. It's not just Hillary.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean there's no one on the lever of power?
He said no one and he's going to say some deep shit right here. No one in a level of power, right? So he saying Donald Trump was going to get hated on from the first day, and he called it out.
That everybody at the top levels of American business, in finance, in the arts, in academia, I just can't overstate it. Mm-hmm. They're horrified by this.
They're horrified by this. Everybody is horrified by this. But they should be more horrified by this right here. I want to give up some information on here, but I don't know if YouTube going to blame me on what we're about to go through and about next week. You know what I'm saying? But if you Google it and you do the research you on, if you saw the show yesterday, you probably pretty much know what I was talking about. But if you Google WHO, the World Health Organization, and Joe Biden, you'll see what's coming up in the very near future. And there's some deep shit, right? And it's about your safety. It's about your medical. It's about your health. It's about your freedom. It's about everything. So you might want to read up on that because I couldn't do a show on it, right? I want to thank everybody for the donations who donated and everybody for the support and the shares and likes and all that other stuff to keep this channel going. I will be back tomorrow with another video.